All right, well, here we are the next night, and it was indeed a swarm because went out to close the gate, and on the way back noticed this in the tree. So that is, I guess that's my original queen, swarmed, and there's the swarm. So crazy. That is a lot of bees, and they're all just hanging from that branch, and there's really no way I can grab them and do anything with them. They're just gonna have to, well, do what nature expects them to do, and hope they find a good new home. Meanwhile, I hope my hives well, do okay on their own. So that's the hive they came from. It still looks okay, I suppose, and there's the other hive. But yeah, up here in this tree is this enormous clump of bees. Not sure I can really get a good shot of just how big that is. It's and there's still bees kind of coming around it, you know, coming in and joining onto that thing. It's pretty amazing. And if I had known that they were going to do that, and if I had expected it, I might have tried to catch it and created a third hive, but well, I didn't. And so there we go. But that is really something. That is crazy. All right, well, there we go. I guess now I've learned something. Okay. The swarm is still there. It's the next morning. So I've been thinking about the timing of all this too, because it's Saturday morning, and this all started on Wednesday, kind of mid-afternoon, I guess. So Wednesday, they were swarming on the hive. By Thursday morning, it was down to just a little handful, or about a fist-sized chunk on the bottom side of the landing board. By midday Thursday, it looked like everything had returned to normal, although the hive seemed still kind of overactive. And then by Friday, it looked like everything was normal. And then that was yesterday. Friday evening was when we were walking by and spotted this in the tree. So that's kind of the timeline of things. The hive itself still looks good. It looks active. I mean, there's still bees in there. But that is a lot of bees. And I'm thinking now, last night I just sort of dismissed the idea of trying to catch that and do anything with it. Mainly because I don't have any more boxes. I don't have any more hive boxes. But the more I thought about it, that's not entirely true. So I'm considering trying to catch that hive, or that swarm I mean, in a net. Maybe put a net over the whole thing. Boy, now that I look at that branch, that might be hard to do. And then get them in a box. So I gotta think about that. All right, so here's the plan. There's the swarm. There's the truck. Oh, there's some bees checking out the truck. So I've suited up here, and I don't have any more deep frames for a brood box, but I have some extra honey supers. So I've stacked a couple of honey supers, and I did have a bottom board, the one with the screen in it right now, and I've got some components for the top of a box. So what I think I'm going to do is I've taken some of the frames out of that top honey super, and I'm going to try to back the truck up under here and stand on the truck. Unfortunately, these branches are... Well, anyway, I'm going to see if I can back the truck up under there, stand on the truck, and maybe snip that branch off and get the whole thing and dump it into that box. I don't know if this is going to work or not, so we're going to try that. And if that doesn't seem like it's going well, I just hope I don't disturb it so badly backing the truck up under here that they all fly off. Maybe I should try to get I don't think I can get a ladder into there either. What a mess. Come on, you guys couldn't pick a better spot than this? Okay, well, here we go. And my wife is going to try to film this from inside the truck. So we'll see how this goes.
Oh, here's a mad looking thing. Oh, they look a little irritated. Oh boy. I'm not helping. I'm not getting out there. No, no, no. No, no, no. No, thank you. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, come on. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Ooh. They're in there. Hope the queen's in there. Oh, don't smush any of them. Ciao, little bees.
Gotta be in there.
They don't look happy.
Yeah.
You're covered in bees.
Oh, am I?
Yeah?
Oh, I was about to come hop back in the truck.
No, but I can move it.
Well, I think in theory they should all start going in there if the queen is in there. There's a heck of a lot of them out here.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to see where they go.
Okay.
Okay, so I hope the queen's in there. I can't imagine that I didn't get her somehow. I dropped that whole blob in there. I just happen to have the bottom board facing this way. I wish it was facing the other way. There's still an awful lot up in that tree, swarming all around, I assume looking for her. A lot of them. And then there's a good bit, my wife says they're all over me. I can't really tell. But I do see them going in. I think they're going in, which I guess means the queen's in there. Either that or all their buddies are in there and so they're looking. So I guess I'm gonna sit here for a little bit and hope that most of them go in there before I just drive away from this spot. And then if they start to accumulate in that tree again, then I'll know she's still up there. But I don't think that's the case. I don't see how that could be the case. So right now there's a full 10 frames in that bottom box, medium box. And then there's, I think, 4 up in the top, two on either side. And then of course the big chunk of the tree that I cut off and just dropped in there. And that still had enough bees on it that I wasn't sure that the queen had come off of it. So I left it in there and I just put the top on. And I'm gonna I'll crack it open later once I pull away. Once I'm pretty sure the queen's in there, I'll open it up and take that thing out of there and let them, and I guess put those the remaining frames back in. And there's an awful lot of them now landing on the truck right in front of the hive. So I think that's good. I hope that one guy dancing around is telling them, hey, she's in here, guys, and they all go in. I think it's a good sign that they're starting to accumulate right there. Still a lot in that tree, but I assume they're searching and that they're gonna find her and go in. Well, my wife has locked the truck. I guess she's afraid that the bees can open the door. All right, we're gonna keep watching. That was cool. That was fun. My wife pointed out that I have a hole in my suit under my arm, but I don't guess they found that, or they just don't care. They land on me. This guy's on me. There's a bunch on me, but they aren't really doing anything. I don't think he's trying to sting me. Apparently he's tasting the tape. Oh, she says I have a bunch on my head. I mean, I don't know what I expect standing here in the middle of all this, so it's fine. As long as they don't get in my clothes, knock on wood, I don't think they're gonna be able to do anything. Yeah, that's good. They're all piling up there by the front door. All right, well, they're still doing their thing. Continue to accumulate in front of the hive, so that's good. Still some up in the tree, but not a lot, or well, less. So my wife has made the excellent suggestion that I go get a table and set it up, and then she can pull the truck forward a little bit so that I can then get this off and just move it over to the table, which is a great idea. So that's what we're gonna do. All right, well, here we go. All right, that's good. Okay. So here we are. These guys are wondering where the house went. And I think I'm just gonna sort of swat at them a little bit and get them stirred up so they'll get airborne and start looking. And then then we can pull away and be done with this. All right, well, I would call that a success. Since I had no idea what I was doing, and it looks like we have a new hive. Cool. So I'll let them all get settled. We'll get things in and cleaned up, and I'll come out and check on them again in a little while maybe. And I gotta pick up all this mess. Yeah. Pretty cool. There's obviously a heck of a lot more of them there. In fact, where did all those come from? I guess there's a lot fewer in the tree now. I'm sure this phone doesn't pick any of this up. But anyway, there's a lot fewer in the tree and a lot more on the front end of that table. So Queen's got to be in there. And yeah, cool.